Hey everyone! Today we have a whole ton of spices from the 1980s that I bought during an estate sale at an old person's house. It is making the room smell amazing. I bet most of these are probably still good. Whole room just smells absolutely great. These, I'm going to go ahead and give you all a close-up look at all these containers from the 1980s, and we got to give them each a sniff test to see if they're still good. We even got some older stuff over here that I'm going to show. So spices last a very long time, just depending how they're sealed. Oxygen makes them go bad. We've opened things that have been sealed from the 1920s. They smell awesome. So for a quick example, over here, this is soup that we opened up from the 1920s. These days you'll buy a box with a couple envelopes of soup. It comes with the broth mix, comes with the seasonings, everything. But back in these days, it came in a can. Now, it says vegetable mix. I don't know why it doesn't mention anything else, but it had noodles in it, it had seasoning in it, and it had broth mix, all in the same container. We opened that up a while back. Still awesome. Held up incredibly great. While over here, we have these other spices, paprika and thyme. We open these things up, and these are from the early 1900s. These right here were actually bad. These went really, really bad. And look, it's a paper container, so that's one of the reasons. I don't know if bugs got in it. The top is very greasy still, because this was probably next to somebody's stove, splashing up as they cook. So that one there smells no different than sawdust. It's just absolute garbage at this point. This one, on the other hand, if I go ahead and open it up, it's hard to slide it with all that grease from somebody's stove. But we open it up, look inside there. Visually looks fine inside. Smell it. For about 100 and almost 20 years, that actually still smells decent, and it would probably taste good on your food. That one went horribly wrong. Spices last a very, very long time. Some of these have a barcode on them. Some don't. In the 1980s, some products had barcodes. Some did not. It was a fairly new thing to grocery stores in the 80s. Just about everyone had them by the 90s. Everyone had them in the 2000s. 70s, yeah, you could find them here and there. They were usually the short barcodes back at that time. So we got a lot of really cool stuff. As I was putting them on the table, I was giving each one a sniff, and I couldn't find one that smelled bad. But I'm going to make sure we're going to go through these and make sure everything focuses in case anyone wants to read them. So I guess we'll start here. Bay leaves. They must have loved those because it's almost empty. Make sure everything focuses on these old containers. Some of them are in great shape, so I'm not going to open them all. I don't think we really have to. Spices don't go bad. You just can usually just smell them right through. They don't even air seal. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. That smells great. Ground cumin. They didn't like this. This one's pretty full, but you can tell it's been opened. Smells great. I love curry powder. Smells great. This stuff just does not seem to go bad. Thyme. They used half of that one here. Making sure I record all this in 4K so it's incredibly easy to pause it. Smells good. Ground cloves. I haven't done a graphics video in a while. I got a lot of older videos when I was showing old cleaning supplies. People like to see the old graphics, so that's kind of what this video is. But all these are full. Smells great. Like that one, this feels and looks brand new. Ginger. I like ginger. October 07. So yeah, some of these are actually newer. So, which one of these do have a date? 2023. 06. Look at that, the label didn't even change in that time period. This one, I can just tell by the graphics. This is an older one. So this is stuff that we cleared out of an old person's pantry. I bought it because most of them appear to be 80s. The ones that don't have a date are older than the early 90s because that's when they made the law requiring they needed dates. So, old, new, and now we're back onto the old ones. Sometimes you get lucky and you find a whole ton of these things at an estate sale. No one else is going to buy this. People think it's gross to reuse someone else's spices. That smells good. The nutmeg one might be starting to go out. Doesn't smell as strong as I would have expected it to. Now, I don't even know what this is. I have never heard of that before. We'll have to make this sometime. Celery flakes. I sure wish spices were still that cheap. 57 cents. I think these days just about the bottom dollar you're going to get is about, I think Walmart still actually has it for 98 cents. We got red food color. Ooh, it's got instructions to use on Easter coloring Easter eggs. 29 cents, and it's a glass bottle. That's pretty cool. You don't see a glass bottle too much these days. Celery seed. 46 cents. I don't smell anything out of those. Those are just seeds. Rubbed thyme. It's like the old one we smelled over there at the beginning of the video. Still over on that shelf. 84 cents. That still smells good. I like how the food colorings here were in glass containers. This is not blue glass, but when you shake it, it sure looks like it. I thought it was at first when I first picked those up. I wonder if these dyes right here are still approved. A lot of old dyes, especially red dyes, have been banned. I know over there on our shelf when we open that one up, that has a red dye in it that's now known to cause cancer. They don't use that anymore. So now we're going on to the back row. Start with this one. This one's graphics look really old. Yeah, it's old enough it doesn't have a barcode of any type. White pepper. White pepper. Have I ever tried that before? I don't believe so. Does that say 2 for 53 cents? Is that what that means? Let's try to open that up. Look in there. I usually buy ground black pepper. That smells interesting. I may have sniffed it deep enough to possibly sneeze in a moment. Yeah, it's tingling my nose. We might have a sneeze coming. Smells good. Ground allspice. That was a bit expensive back then. I think once I go ahead and sniff enough of these spices, it's starting to just blend all together. I'm not really... I think I'm smelling too many really strong things at the same time. And these all do still smell pretty good. I haven't smelled a single one that's bad. Except that nutmeg one earlier. That is just getting weak. These don't exactly go bad. They're getting weak. Okay, this is one of the newer ones. This one says 2006. And that one smells okay. Whole celery seed. And the person appears to have put a little bag in it with the celery seed. I can smell it right through. Oh, yeah, I can. I can smell celery on that. I personally don't really like celery, unless it's into a soup with a bunch of other spices to cover it up. I don't like celery by itself. August 29. 2029? I don't see a year on it. 2007 potentially? Is that what that means? It's brand new. You can still smell it right through it, even though it hasn't been opened. Ground ginger again. This one is August 30th. Is it exactly the same? Is it the same batch and everything? Did they buy two of them? No. It's not the same. Maybe they lost one in the back of their pantry and bought another one because they couldn't find it. Bay leaves. Only 13 cents. It's got to be an older one. No barcode. Certainly one of the older ones. Celery flakes. 43 cents. Interesting. Celery seed. That looks like another really, really old one. $0.54. Smells good. I gotta switch hands. I think I'm getting some kind of arthritis or something over time. My hand's been hurting a lot when I have to hold things for a while. $1.22. That smells good. I might be smelling some of the mustiness of this person's house in those plastic covers of some of those. Although, that is another nutmeg. Maybe that's just not holding up. And here's another nutmeg. This one smells better. So, $1.53. So this had to have been a lot newer. $1.53 compared to $1.21. We got a date on that one. November 2004. I don't think that's November 4th. I hate when they put a date code, as if a normal person's supposed to know how to read that, on those few that were obviously new, but we couldn't read them. But I thought this would be good gap fillers. We could put these all over the walls as decorations in the old food room. Whole mustard seed. I don't smell anything. It's either sealed or you don't really get that scent or flavor out of it until you kind of break them, maybe. And here's this stuff again that says I have to boil it in water to activate it. We'll try that someday. But here it is in ground form. Never heard of it, never used it before. And there's another identical box there. Whole mustard seed. This is a full one. I also can't smell this one through the container. It's only 23 cents. No barcode. It's an older one. Let's open it up. Give it a sniff. Oh, I can definitely smell it, but I bet that'd be a lot stronger once you start biting into those or breaking them up. More bay leaves. This container has suffered an accident. Look at that. Got into a fender bender with something. 59 cents. I'm smelling right through the damage hole. I don't smell anything there. Can't smell anything on this one. Let's try to open that. Come on. Here we go. Look what's inside it. Bay leaves wrapped in plastic. Now I can smell them strongly, now that I've got the container open. So some of this stuff we could actually cook with and make some old recipes, especially if we get something like pasta or something from the 80s to make it more genuine. We could season it with stuff from the 80s. Ooh, this one's got one of those nice metal covers. No. I don't think, that did not hold up. That smells similar to sawdust, like the paprika back there on that shelf. Yeah, that one did not hold up, but oh, here's actual paprika. How do you open that? Here we go. I think that held up. This one I think held up. We got more mustard seed. 23 cents. More white pepper. Someone like that. That's almost gone. Smells like it held up. $0.75. Cream of tartar. That's a full one. That's got a lot of weight to it. Feels like it wasn't even used for 99 cents. Another allspice. A lot of these spice containers, if you can tell, they're covered in dust. They're covered in spice. My hands feel so dry right now. I wouldn't want to try to have to turn pages of a book or something right now. I got really dry fingers after touching these. So these, we're going to find somewhere we can place them nicely. Been trying to make more space. We might get rid of those dolls that aren't related to what we're doing in here. We might try to fill that space like how we stacked up all the Spam cans. There's lots of flavors of Spam. Look at all those. We got a video of opening them all up, taste testing them all, and some people don't even realize those flavors exist. The pumpkin one is discontinued, but the rest of those you can still find. I had to buy a lot of them on the internet because no one sells them in the store. I don't know why. I liked it. Honestly, I liked them all except the original in the low sodium, which is still the original. I had no complaints. The original is probably the most boring flavor in my opinion. But I hope this video here was interesting showing these products. I got a few more interesting videos coming soon from this exact same estate sale that I bought all these from. We were also able to get a couple more interesting things. I found these right here. Look at this. We got pure lemon extract. We got banana extract, which is cool. I haven't seen that before. Imitation strawberry, imitation brandy, imitation maple, pure almond, pure peppermint, and imitation rum. What I want to do with these is I want to have a bunch of glasses of milk. I love mixing flavorings into milk, and I bet you these probably all held up. Except for the peppermint, the rest of them all seem new. Not this one. But brandy flavors, that's supposed to make it taste like the alcohol? I've never heard of a brandy flavor from a grocery store. But I want to try those out in milk. Maybe in the next episode. We also found this in that same person's pantry. Looking at it, it's got the barcode. I'm looking around on it for a copyright or something. Not seeing it, but I know those graphics don't look like that anymore. So, 90s probably. We'll also try that out at some point. Pretty cool. We found some pretty cool stuff at an estate sale. And guess what? All these products right here, they're all still probably good. If I had to buy all these things today, what would I probably be paying? I'd probably be paying probably close to $200 to replace all these. And we got all this stuff for I think $5. Maybe it was $10. The person was actually very curious why I even wanted it, because they were just going to throw it right in the garbage. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a great day.